My name is Adrian.
My name is Alex, and we are with the New Mexico Rail Passengers Coalition, laying our tracks for our future.
Right now we are on board Southwest Chief, train number 4 headed eastbound to Raton, New Mexico. Although personally I wish we'd take the whole route, but time constraints, we can only take it to Raton.
That's not a bad thing though, because what are we doing here today on the Southwest Chief?
Well, right now today we are going to be documenting the Corona edition of the Southwest Chief. Ridership, operations, cleanliness, whatnot on the Southwest Chief.
What else are we going to be looking at along trackside?
Well, for all our fellow rail fans out there, the semaphores unfortunately are coming down. Aging, technological advancements. Yeah, it's time's catching up to Raton Pass, and they're going to be going bye-bye.
All right, so stay tuned, and we're going to go ahead and get everything here shortly. So we're on train 4 to Raton at the moment. Today is May 30th, 2020. It's a nice, beautiful, hot day out. To stay up to date with all of our information, you can catch me on Instagram at Dirt Law Photography. My buddy Adrian here is going to be at Southwest Railroad Photography. And you'll be able to find all of our info and find up-to-date information, everything that we're going to be talking about here shortly, as well as our own personal photos and stuff like that. So we have a few things to talk about right now, and I think the most pertinent thing right now is the coronavirus. So, Adrian, what do you got to say about the coronavirus?
Well, a lot of people have been bringing the discussion of, is the Southwest Chief safe? Are Amtrak trains safe? What's going on? And Amtrak's put out a lot of PR in regards to their cleanliness of their trains, and overall I can say from us being here in the Sightseer Lounge, it's satisfactory condition. There's nothing much to complain about. Could it be better? Yes. But like I was mentioning to my partner, the train is probably going to get its full-scale GI clean when it gets into Chicago, so there's not much to worry about that end. But as long as you maintain your 6 feet minimum, as you can probably see behind us, Amtrak has certain tables squared off for 6 feet distance minimum. So they're also you have to wear your masks. So I believe personally, and I believe professionally, that as long as you maintain your guidelines, have respect for your fellow passenger or human being, you follow those protocols, you'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about. The crew, we know a lot of the crew on these routes. They work really hard. They do what they can for these routes, and you as a passenger. So put your trust in them, put your faith in them. They will get you to your A to B.
So speaking about getting to your A to B, we're talking about being on the Southwest Chief right now. And right now, it's the daily service, every day, each direction. But as this coronavirus continues to put strain on our entire network, especially our rail network, there are considerations that if we are not able to, we as an Amtrak, are not able to get the funding that they require, that there will be cutbacks, and those cutbacks are looking like going from daily service to 3 times a week service. Now, for those of you on Sunset Limited, this is nothing new because it's already 3 times a week service, but this will be on a more national scale. And that is something that Adrian and I both talked about and we're very worried about because, and this is the reason why the New Mexico Rail Passengers Coalition exists, is that we're trying to ensure that New Mexicans have access to the public transportation that they deserve. In rural New Mexico, southern Colorado, Kansas, it's they call them flyover states, and they're flyover states because there's no air service because of the sparse population. But because of having sparse population, doesn't mean you should have to neglect on public transportation. So right now, we just got word about this 3 times a week reduction. If Amtrak does not get the $1.5 billion fusion of cash by October, we may be looking at some of these really serious cutbacks, and that's something we're going to push, and we're going to push hard against. and we're going to be talking to all of our senators and our congressmen and our other community leaders to make sure that they know that this is going to be even more detrimental to all these small communities. Raton, Las Vegas, Laney, Trinidad, La Junta, Lamar, Dodge City, Garden City, Hutchinson, Topeka, and the other one's too. Newton. That's the other one.
Gallup.
Oh yeah, Gallup as well. Yeah, we. If you look at our photos, yeah, we look at normally northern New Mexico, but Gallup is also included in that, especially with the Navajo Nation and how the coronavirus has been crippling them. So having the ability to have that transit is of extreme importance to us. That's the reason why we got together and made this organization. So with that, where are we at on the Rail Runner?
Well, in regards to the Railroad Express, which also shares track with BNSF and Amtrak, the track, as some know, is maintained and owned by the Rail Runner, aka the state of New Mexico. Right now, currently, Rail Runner service is suspended for the time being. They're working with Governor Lujan Grisham's office in regards to an opening and developing safety protocols for passengers on board the train. You can expect probably an announcement in the next week or so if the governor does allow the train to continue service. We respect Rail Runner's decision in regards to suspension of service, and we respect the governor's decision to suspend that service as well. And we also, on a side note here with how my coworker Alex was explaining with the Southwest Chief, we sincerely respect and are thankful to the conductors, the assistant conductors, the car attendants, the porters, engineers, everyone working hard on this train right now. As we're operating, they don't have to come out here and put themselves at risk, but they're doing it. So a little quick shout out, thank you for your little service. But back to Rail Runner, they're currently doing PTC testing at the moment. Rail Runner, I assume, would you say they wrapped up their installation hardware?
The installation hardware is mostly complete, and while they've been doing that, they have been running trains. Especially, I think they've been running them to Santa Fe. I don't know if the installation's complete, but they definitely have been running it to Santa Fe.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so, but I would expect Rail Runner to continue service in the next month or so as our state continues to reopen. So, myself included, I'm part of that batch that rides the Rail Runner for work. And, yes, it's going to be a welcome sight to see the Rail Runner back operating again. So another item on our agenda to go over is politicians. New Mexico Rail Passengers Coalition takes a strict stance on this is a bipartisan effort. We do not claim 100% Democrat, and we do not claim 100% Republican. This is a multi-political effort from both parties, whether you're also independent. So reach out to your senators right now, because there's a current looming threat that's not only hanging over the Southwest Chief, as my partner Alex discussed earlier in the video. Contact your representative. Let them know, hey, this is what I care about. This is what I do. If you ride the Southwest Chief or any other Amtrak route, let them know. They work for you. Okay?
they work for me?
Yes, they work for all of us.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But another part of that discussion is, with bipartisanship is we want to give out a shout out to Senator Jerry Moran out of Kansas. He is one of the strong GOP leaders out of the Midwest states, and without him and his persistence to hold former Richard Anderson, CEO of Amtrak, accountable, and also Amtrak's management by letting them know, hey, the Southwest Chief stays. The Southwest Chief does not go. And Jerry Moran really showed that he will put up a fight before, he lets the Southwest Chief be defeated.
I know, I still got bruises from it.
Also, in regards to our home state here in New Mexico, we're currently undergoing elections here for our state. So if you haven't gone out and vote, go vote, because a lot of politicians out there that do support rail passengers and rail passenger transportation are either up for re-election, or there's a lot of new prospects out there that do support it. So your vote will count to the future of these routes. Currently right now in office we have Senator Martin Heinrich. Senator Tom Udall and Congresswoman Deb Haaland, who represent our districts in our state, and also Congressman Ben Ray Lujan and Congresswoman, I cannot say her name.
Sochil? I think it's Sochil.
Yes. Torres Small. It's an all Democratic ticket. They all support Amtrak. They all have supported amendments of legislation to put more money into these routes. So we want to give a complete honor, sincerity shout out to our congressional delegation, and also another shout out to our former delegation member Michelle Lujan Grisham, who also is a governor of New Mexico, but
huge supporter of ours.
Yeah, she's met with us personally. She supports our efforts, and not only that, but her cabinet supports our efforts, and so does the New Mexico Department of Transportation when we spoke to their staff. So, we wouldn't have made these connections without multiple factors going into it, whether we met them through this person or this person or this person, or face to face, cold calling interviews, if you want to call it.
If you've seen our Instagrams, we've been to the state capitals, Kansas, Colorado, New Mexico. We've been to state capitals, and we have been knocking on doors. So this is nothing new for us.
Yeah. So just don't ever get in your mind that and real quick, sorry, Alex knows me here for being a squirrel type thing. Right now at this current location, this second, we are on the Superman bridge that was in the what Superman movie?
I don't know. I don't know why it was called Superman Bridge, honestly.
Well, if you look on YouTube and you look at Superman Amtrak, there's Christopher Reeves as Superman. The track gets separated, and he acts as the insulator or the rail for the train not to derail. And it's the Southwest Chief, train number 4. So check it out on YouTube. But anyways,
I'll have to check it
out. Right now we're approaching the CP Madrid cutoff, where the rail runner will go to Santa Fe, and the Amtrak Southwest Chief will head east to Chicago. But with that said, we just brought up the discussion of routes and whatnot. These politicians, they have brought grant money forward that help fix these routes. Just up north, we had, was it tire replacement?
Tire replacement, welding, the track welding, the signals, taking down the code line, unfortunately, putting up the new fiber optic cables. Yeah, a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of that stuff is basically our New Mexico delegation working in partnership with Colorado's delegation and Kansas's delegation. So like I said, this is a bipartisan effort. And,
definitely, if you're in those 3 states, speak to the senators, because they are known up at the Capitol as the chief senators for a reason.
So do what you can. And speaking of politics, shout out to a good colleague of ours, Evan Stair. Passenger rail advocacy is a really dirty politics game. It can get really clean, but it can get really dirty at times. So, anyways, with the chief senators, they listen, and not only that, but there's senators out of Arizona that listen as well too. But anyways, back to what I was saying with Evan. This is a really dirty man's game, and don't ever get discouraged. Don't ever get discouraged that, your voice will not be heard. A couple of tips to help you guys out when talking to politicians. Number 1, do not go in Amtrak and railroad insignia or shirts and whatnot, decked out like a rail fan, like, we do on our part-time when we're not meeting with politicians. Sometimes politicians... They won't listen as much, but if you go in there properly dressed, present your case.
Go in there like you mean business. Go in there as if you have something to say and they need to hear it.
Yeah, and what also works is wear a little lapelpin with your favorite Amtrak route. Like we have ones for the say Southwest Chief. We're gonna start. We just got those, so we're gonna start wearing those when we meet with politicians. So, every little small detail goes a long way to help your case. All right, so on to the next subject here is Amtrak's new CEO. Was it William Flynn?
Yeah.
William Flynn. I haven't read much about him, but from what I've read, he's a former CEO of Atlas Air. Atlas, right?
Atlas Air, which provides charter services and cargo airlines. If you ever see the Amazon airplanes, that's Atlas Air. The Dreamlifters, that's Atlas Air. Now, the funny part about this is that our old ex-CEO, Richard Anderson, which we wish him well on his way, but we're really glad to see William Flynn joining the leadership of Amtrak, because he is envisioning something along the lines close to Boardman, but still looking for that kind of profitability that we're looking for without sacrificing the necessary services and amenities and things that make train travel worth having.
Now, William Flynn might be presenting a good agenda when it comes to Amtrak's future, but the one persons that are concerned for us is on Amtrak's board that the president has assigned that usually have a reputation to be anti-Amtrak. Not speaking bad about them personally, but just their vote history and their legislation history is a little bit of a concern for us. So, back to what I was saying earlier, your politicians hold the key to Amtrak's future. By you talking to them, tells the Amtrak how they need to spend their money. And by telling them how to spend their money, you get trains like this.
Hopefully trains like this filled with people.
Yes. But like I was saying on Friends of the Southwest Chief Facebook page, if it wasn't for all of us actually standing up to Amtrak's management, former Anderson, or CEO Anderson, and his ideology for the future of Amtrak, 10 years ago, this train would have been a footnote in history. It would have been gone, but it took you guys, it took us, it took multiple organizations. We're not claiming 100% credit here. It was an everyone credit, okay? Everyone stood up and took the time to write their letters, send emails, make phone calls. Thank you. Thank you guys for doing that. And unfortunately, this is a call to arms. We're going to need you guys to do it again.
Double down on your efforts. I mean, we made it. 3 years ago, we didn't think this train was going to make it. And we made it. We pushed through. Our voices were heard. And that's why we're here now, passing through Waldo Canyon. Right. And now it's time to double down on this.
Yeah. So just know that your opinion does count.
All right. So we talked about the CEO. What else we got going on? We got the Rail Passengers Association, the national organization. We have the Pueblo extension on the Southwest Chief, and the Heartland Flyer going from Dallas-Fort Worth all the way up to Topeka. So what do we got on that?
Well, a couple of updates or questions that have been mailed into us to our inbox. In regards to Rail Passengers Association, I've gotten some hate mail and I've gotten some positive mail. We won't go on the hate, but in regards to Rail Passengers Organization, I've been asking the question is, are we part of that organization? On a personal level, we are. As an organization, we're not yet.
We're not officially affiliated with them, so that is something we do have to disclose.
Yes. We do work with them, or work hand in hand with them. We do rallies or organizations pre-corona with them. We had a Laney, we had a Las Vegas rally, very successful in regards to Rail Passenger Association help and resources when it comes to that. We have a very unique friendship with their CEO, Jim Matthews, who is a very awesome, cool, very down-to-earth fellow. Very strong supporter of the national network. He shares our views with the national network, so that's something we look forward to in the future to partner with him. Also, shout out to Maddie Butler, who I met in Albuquerque last year on her Rail RPA tour.
We look forward to seeing you again. Come on back out when it's all done and said and over with.
Yes. I know we were discussing our May rally pre-corona, but unfortunately, here we are. But we, again, look forward to having you back. With Rail Passengers and our organization, that brings it into other organizations that surround us nearby. There's Colorado Rail, which is run by Mr. Jim Suby, a very knowledgeable and very respectable gentleman who we also respect in this industry for rail advocacy. His organization and Mr. Sal Pace, what is it, the Southwest Chief Front Range, what?
Southwest Chief Front Range Coalition and Passenger Rail Colorado and Passenger Rail Kansas.
It's a very long acronym, but anyways, those folks out there have been working hard on a Pueblo extension for the Southwest Chief. You're looking at a business model of how the Empire Builder splits off and rejoins the mother train So they're saying that's something they're looking at. From what I looked recently, it's 8 years away, along with the Front Range commuter rail system, which that brings us into the Pueblo extension and their commuter rail system. Here at NMRPC, we have the rail runner that we also represent as well. We would love to see the rail runner connect to Raton, New Mexico, and then maybe a bus that connects into Trinidad that would connect to the Front Range. So that's something we would like to push for in the near future when it comes to the Pueblo extension and the Southwest Chief. You have a nice little triangle of rail connections that you can connect to, and then if you want to get to Denver, connect with the Zephyr. Bam, there you go. So that's something we'd like to see in the future. Who's to say it can't happen? Again, you can't say it won't happen if you don't speak up and say something. That goes back to the politician aspect. There's a lot of interesting things happening on the Southwest Chief route in regards to the Kansas section. There's the Heartland Flyer, which our colleague and fellow advocate, Evan Stair, and him and his organization, Passenger Rail Kansas, have been so hardly working on with their legislators, Kansas and Oklahoma. With the Heartland Flyer, that provides other opportunity for the Southwest Chief to have more ridership numbers out of Kansas and Oklahoma. So us as NMRPC, we can't 100% say that we know about what's going on with those rail projects, but we throw our support behind our fellow colleagues, Evan Stair and other rail organizations in the Kansas area. But we're going to start wrapping it up, so we got some shout-outs that we'd like to do. What do you say, Alex?
Right before the shout-outs, though, we're going to talk about what's going on at the NMRPC at the interactive level. We do have the website. It is up. It's not complete. I'm actually looking for somebody to help me complete the website and get a membership service and get a store going. I'll be reaching out to people through our social media to help with that. One thing we are looking at is, like I said, the membership. I was doing an anticipation, or doing a pre-thing of maybe doing like $25 a year, a single membership tier, just to start with, just to see how the reception is. We are looking into the store. We're going to have shirts, polos, license plates, and a couple other things. I mean, the list will go on. Some of our own personal photos would be on there with the proceeds going to the NMRPC. I'm okay with that. We'll get that website up and going soon. We do have our current social media, NMRPC on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. We'll have to take care of that. But so stay tuned for that. The current website is nmrailpassengers.org, and I'll put that on the bottom. There is contact information. There are some things on there, so you can at least look at as I get some help and get the website put back together. So with that, all that's left now is our shout-outs.
How you doing, folks? You're probably wondering, they were on a train 5 minutes ago, and now they're on a platform wearing different clothing. So technical difficulties happened, but we finished our trip, and we're going to be giving our little shout-outs at the end of our video as promised. Here they go. First one is going to go to Mr. Evan Stair out of Passenger Rail Kansas and the Oklahoma State. Thank you, sir, for our partnership and giving us resources and all the information we need to be successful advocates.
I definitely want to give a shout out to Esteban, the conductor on the Southwest Chief, the man, the myth, the legend, who is also known as El Prim,
or Hollywood.
That's true. And something about needing some nuts. Inside joke, that's all I know.
All right, next shout out goes to Cindy Liu from Lamy Depot. She is one of the hardest workers out of the Lamy station. She has done a lot. I appreciate everything she does, and she also supports our organization and our efforts. Thank you, Cindy, for all you do, and thank you for your undying support.
All right, we cannot forget to thank Jim Matthews and Maddie Butler and the whole crew at the Rail Passengers Association out in DC. Without them, we wouldn't have had the ability to get on our legs, to start our own grassroots to help get everybody together so we can all share in this common cause.
All right, next on that list goes to Senator Martin Heinrich, who I've also met on the Rail Runner, and I've also met at several meetings around town, and we've discussed the Southwest Chief. His efforts are very big when it comes to the Southwest Chief, but never again, his intention is to see this rail line and this train succeed well into the future. Thank you, sir, for all your efforts and everything you continue to do for the Southwest Chief and representing us in Washington, D.C.
I just want to give a personal shout out to Will Moore, the Beast out of Chicago, the Beast from the East for us.
Next shout out goes to Mayor Tim Keller out of Albuquerque. Thank you, sir, for your support for the Southwest Chief, everything it stands for, and the history that the Southwest Chief has brought to your city and the city of Albuquerque. Thank you, sir, for supporting our efforts, along with Mr. Lawrence Rael, who works in your office, sir. With Mr. Lawrence Rael is also responsible for what you see behind us. He is responsible for bringing the Rail Runner Express to fruition with many other partners to the table. Thank you, sir, for your support in New Mexico Rail Passengers Coalition, and we look forward to working with your office more.
Definitely a huge shout out to our governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham. She has been an absolute awesome powerhouse in supporting our rail transportation, coming to our rallies, throwing her support behind us. We appreciate her. We look so forward to seeing you again soon at one of our rallies.
Next shout out goes to Senator Tom Udall, sir. Thank you, sir, for showing the true potential of the Southwest Chief in Washington, D.C. Thank you, sir, for confronting Amtrak and representatives for the poor thought process of short-sighting these long-distance routes. Thank you, sir, for representing us well in D.C. And we're sorry to see you go, but we do appreciate everything you've done for this great state of New Mexico. Thank you again, sir, for all you've done.
And the same goes for as well as Senator Tom Udall, Congresswoman Xochitl Torres Small,
Congresswoman Deb Holland, who is also one of the newest members of Congress for District 1, I believe, for the Albuquerque metro area. She has voted very strongly for the Southwest Chief and Amtrak funding, so thank you very much, ma'am, for all you've done for the Southwest Chief as well. Next shout out goes to Congressman Ben Ray Lujan, who has also been a fundamental tool with Martin Heinrich and Tom Udall for the Southwest Chief in District 3, which is the Raton region, or northern region of our state. Thank you, Mr. Sir, for all you've done.
And finally, I think we owe it to me, my mom, to you, your mom, our parents, our friends, our family, our partners, the ones who stand by us, the ones who go, well, they're going on another train chase. Here we go. Love you.
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to my niece, Ajay. I do this for you, Boo-Boo. You know, I want to keep this train running for you. Whether you see this video now, you see it in 10 years, 20 years from now, just know if this platform and this train is still standing, these trains are still running, it's all done for you, sweetie. I love you. I'll see you soon.
And thank you, Ariel. Love you. All right. Well, with all that, I think that is everything we have for this first video vlog.
Whoa.
Hey.
We forgot one other shout out. The Southwest Chief Crews out of Albuquerque, Kingman, La Junta, those guys.
The guys on the train were absolute beasts. They were awesome. I give a huge shout out to all of you. Casey, Klaus, I don't know his first name. I just know his last name was Lujan, and he was Esteban's cousin. I'm sorry. I wish I knew your name. I need to know your name. The engineers.
Yes, I want to give a shout out to Clem Harris, William Deal, AJ Border, some of the best rail photographers and rail supporters that we've known. Thank you, gentlemen, for providing a safe ride for us on the Southwest Chief. And anybody else who works on the Southwest Chief out of Albuquerque, thank you very much. We do sincerely appreciate everything. Thank you for tolerating us trackside and abroad.
And same goes for all the rail runner crews, the ones who put up with us at all the platforms and all the sidings, and the ones who, you know, they're kind of the caretakers for this historic rail. It's just beautiful how long and how much story and how much it's still present and relevant to us.
Final shout out for the rail runner crews goes to Engineer Tim and Conductor Crystal, two of the longest standing rail runner employees since its inception for the state of New Mexico. And then a shout out to another employee, Kurt Estrada and Matthew Stone. You guys are awesome management when it comes to the Rail Runner. Thank you guys for taking care of this great system. We look forward to working with you guys in the future and expanding New Mexico Rail Passengers Coalition. Thank you guys.
I think that's it. So, it was good to talk to you folks. It's going to be our first vlog of many vlogs and podcasts that we're going to do during these crazy times. So, once again, I'm Alex. You can find me on Instagram at Dirt Law Photography.
I'm Adrian. I'm Dirt Law Photography.
The other Dirt Law Photography.
I'm Southwest Railroad Photography. We're coming at you from the downtown Bernalillo Rail Runner Station in Bernalillo, New Mexico, my hometown. Till next time, we will see you soon. If you guys want future shout-outs, go ahead and comment, message.
What was that whole thing? Like, subscribe, notification, then blah, 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 blah?
Yes. All right. Thank you guys, and we'll see you soon.
All right.